Birchington Parish Council Community Magazine, issue 86, February 2026, brought to you in association with Life Chapter's Wellbeing Service, an in-person mindfulness meditation. So we've got updates from the Parish Chairman, Nick Blankley, Magazine Monthly Report, February 2026. He says green shoots in flower beds and lawns, snowdrops, daffodils and crocus buds bursting, and more daylight hours all point towards springtime. But when does spring officially begin? More of that later. First, there is some especially important parish council business to report. Last month, we reported that Thanet District Council has issued permission for development of the 1,600 new homes at Birchington. The timing of the announcement, just before the Christmas/New Year break, had effectively reduced the statutory 6 weeks available for seeking a judicial review of the permission down to 4. Nevertheless, the parish council is taking legal advice, and at this time of writing, this is a work in progress. A matter of more certainty is that a full parish council by-election will take place on the 12th of March 2026, where all 10 seats will be contested. Regular readers will recall that this has come about due to the combination of a series of errors by TDC when organising the 2023 parish elections, and the resignation of Councillor Marcel Pook from the Parish Council in September 2025. At the January Parish Council meeting, members discussed the proposed council budget and precept for 2026-2027. As a cost-saving measure, it was agreed that the current lease with KCC for the use of the Burley Gallery in the library will be terminated. Before that decision was made, the council had discussed with KCC councillors Evans and Webb the potential consequences for Birchington Heritage Trust, which has its base in the gallery, and gained assurances that KCC would provide a suitable new location for the trust within the main library, subject to further discussions between KCC and the trust. Inevitably, though, cost pressures outweigh savings, meaning that it is necessary to increase the 2026-27 parish council precept, that is council tax, by £16.11, the equivalent of £1.34 per month for a Band D property. More details will be published in a future edition of this magazine. Traffic and poor driving are recurring topics of complaints in the parish office, so it's pleasing to report that sufficient volunteers have now been recruited to enable a Birchington Speedwatch team to be established. Preliminary training is underway with a view to the first deployment during the spring. If you'd like to join or to find out more about this initiative, contact Speedwatch at kent.police. Shortly before Christmas, TDC declared Rossetti Gardens surplus to requirements. Residents will know that the garden is home to a memorial and named after Dante Gabriel Rossetti, an internationally recognised artist and poet who lived and died in Birchington and was laid to rest at All Saints Churchyard. In 2019, the parish council came close to acquiring the garden from TDC, but COVID and other issues blocked the transfer. Nevertheless, efforts will continue to ensure that this important piece of our heritage is respected and retained for future generations. Finally, there are 2 takes on the first day of spring in the Northern Hemisphere. Meteorologists would say spring starts on the 1st of March, whereas astronomically, spring is deemed to start at the vernal equinox near the 20th of March. Either way, keep in mind the words of Christina Rossetti, sister of Dante, and well known for her lyrical poetry. In her poem, Spring, she writes, "There is no time like spring, where life's alive in everything." Next, we have news from Acol Parish Council. It was wonderful to see St Mildred's full with standing room only for the Christmas Eve carol concert. At December's meeting, the Parish Council decided upon a 5% increase, equating to about £5 at Band D in the council tax precept for 2026-27. An increase is required to restore parish reserves to the recommended level following higher than usual expenditure, including financing the 20-mile-an-hour scheme in 2025-26. As this time of year, we particularly welcome feedback on what social events planning should be undertaking for the Acol community in the year ahead. The Acol Horticultural Society, the Acol Village Hall Management Committee and the Parish Council organise events mainly at the Village Hall, but all have seen support and attendance dwindling in recent years. Most support now comes from outside of our village. Those who do attend events invariably find them enjoyable. So what can we do to attract the attention of a wider village audience, to maintain and grow social opportunities for our community, and maximise use for our key community assets? We appreciate, of course, all comments and suggestions. In the coming months, we intend to apply for a grant funding towards the restoration of the children's play area at our recreation ground, and any ideas about facilities to be provided which may help attract funding will be welcome, as will any offers of help with the work required. The next Parish Council meeting will be on Thursday the 19th of February at 6 p.m. in the Acol Village Hall. That's from Richard Steele, who's the chair. Celebrating a lifetime in the Boys Brigade. Birchington resident David Lawless was 8 years old and living in Plaistow, where he joined the Life Boys in 1955. His parents decided not to buy him a uniform as they thought he would not stay long. 13 years later, he became captain of the Westgate Company, organising games and competitions for the boys and reaching the national five-a-side football finals representing England against Scotland and Northern Ireland. Moving to Cliftonville in 1975, he transferred his membership to the First Margate Company, and when the Boys Brigade Centenary in 1983 took David to Ibrox Park, Glasgow, he proudly carried the flag for the East Kent Battalion. 1990 was the year when he decided to re-establish the first Westgate Company, which had closed 20 years earlier. The new company opened with 35 children and has gone on since then to win many battalion trophies, won through the national five-a-side football competition 4 times to represent England, and even won the competition on 1 occasion. But it's not just football where success has come. It's on the badminton court too, reaching the national finals in Edinburgh, where Westgate became the first team to play a girls in any boys brigade final. 70 years man and boy in the boys brigade. Be assured he has had a uniform for most of that time. And as captain of the company, David still enjoys the boys brigade camaraderie, traditions and purpose. His dedication and service have been recognised this year. David has been awarded the Boys Brigade Long Service Award and recently the Thanet Lifetime Achievement Award, as has been for a Thanet Community Champion Award too. Well done, David. Congratulations on your wonderful achievement. The Boys Brigade is open to children and young people, boys and girls, aged from 5 to 18, of any faith and background. The first Westgate Company meets at Christchurch URC, Westgate Bay Avenue, Westgate, CT8 8SN. During school term. The anchors are Year 1 to Year 3, that's Thursday 6 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. The juniors, that's Year 4 to Year 6, that's Thursday 6 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. And the company, which is Year 7 to Year 13, Mondays 7 p.m. to 30 p.m. Come along for a taster session, or for more details, contact David Lawless 01843 840 639. Next, we have the Wargraves Guardians of All Saints Church, to continue the story of Private Richard John Tumber. Having rejoined the army, he served in Alexandria in Egypt in 1915 and then Salonika in Greece. Unfortunately, he became seriously ill in Greece and was invalided out and returned to Hill House Hospital in Minster, which was originally a workhouse and later, in 1915, became a military hospital. Eventually, it became a civilian hospital, but was closed in 1986 and demolished in 1989. Private Tumber was subsequently discharged from the army in 1919. He continued to be an active and much respected member of the British Legion, to become the Royal British Legion in 1971, and is shown here bearing the standards outside United Services Club Birchington in approximately the late 1920s or the early 1930s. In 2025, on Remembrance Sunday, John, proudly donning his grandfather's medal, together with his wife Margaret wearing the Wargraves Guardian sash, were pictured standing where his grandfather had done almost 100 years ago. Although there are 3 other Tumber graves in All Saints Churchyard, so far it has been impossible to link them to each other in any way. If anyone reading this article has any information about the family, please email John Marsh on jmo@gmail.com. So we next have Birchington Man Shed. Well, here we are in February, still in a little shed in Queck's Craft Village. All of our enthusiastic new members are busy creating items for themselves and for others to purchase. We are well underway with the Adirondack chair orders and another for the Secret Garden Centre. Shedders often have requests from family and friends to make items for them. As you can see in the photos, Mick is understandably pleased with the first bowl that he has turned. Easter will be with us in the beginning of April, so we are making lots of bunnies, garden troughs and planters for your gardens. Look out for our updates on Facebook. We are still able to undertake repairs and restorations provided you can bring them to the shed. Unfortunately, our shedders are not able to do repairs in your homes. Following our very successful time, the Powell at Christmas, we have arranged another social event there. We were so well looked after and the food was amazing. We have a new program of workshops for this year and are open to all. No need to be a member, just able to come along and enjoy learning a new skill with good company. Ladies at Birchington Man Shed have an interesting program of craft activities. Please contact Penny if you would like a list of our planned afternoons. These take place in several locations and usually quite associable locally or by bus. Always involve great company and great cake. Why not make this month when you come up and visit us? Join the shed or attend a workshop. You can be guaranteed a warm welcome, cuppa and a biscuit, providing the shedders have not munched them all. That's from Penny, admin at the Birchington Man Shed, 07578 987 651. Loose Women Local, backed by popular demand. Join Thanet female founders for a relaxed, uplifting evening of conversation, connection and entertainment. In collaboration with 107.8 Academy FM Thanet and Weddings at Queck's ahead of International Women's Day. Expect laughs, honest discussion, live music from Ruby Valentine, 3 panel chats and Deborah Owen Hughes, paid bar and a funding raffle supporting Academy FM, our local community radio. Queck's Park on Wednesday the 4th of March, 6 p.m, £10 entry. Open to everyone, not affiliated with the ITV programme. To book or email thanetbusinessbuddy@gmail. Birchington Heritage Trust. Join us for 2 special events. We're delighted to announce that on Thursday the 5th of March, Pat Orpwood, local historian and well-known Birchington resident, will be giving a talk on Reculver, Romans, Religion and Romance, starting at 7:30 at the Centre, Alpha Road. Free to Trust members. Guests by donation. The Twin Towers at Reculver are among the most iconic landmarks in the region. They stand dramatically on the cliff edge, visible for miles across the land and sea, and their story spans nearly 2 millennia. A landscape shaped by time, the towers belong to the ruined medieval church of St Mary, built within the footprints of a much earlier Roman fort. Coastal erosion has transformed the site, which was once inland, is now perched on the very edge of the sea, with large parts of the original settlement long lost. Reculver is now part of the site of special scientific interest, valued for its wildlife, geology and coastal landscape. Protecting the towers and surrounding archaeology from erosion remains an ongoing challenge. The site is in the care of English Heritage. Please join us on the 5th of March to hear more about this fascinating story of this iconic historic site. On St George's Day, Thursday the 23rd of April, we're planning a very special evening of music, song and storytelling featuring the fabulous Ashen Keys and Sally Ironmonger and Brian Carter. The Ashen Keys are a multi-instrumental, multi-voice celebration of heartfelt storytelling from Kent. Their sound tells of influences from folk, blues, pop, classical and even early music. Expect to be taken on a journey through dark folk tales, bittersweet love stories and reveries of nature, all with exquisite vocal harmonies and unique instrumentation. Sally Ironmonger and Brian Carter put on a brilliant show, firmly rooted in folk music tradition. but including some hints of jazz and blues and other genres. Mostly self-penned, their songs are moving and funny and quite catchy. Most of all, they are fun and joyous entertainers. They are an absolute one-off. They have a quirky, distinctive style, with Brian's unusual, accomplished guitar technique, the perfect accompaniment to Sally's unique voice. The venue's the Centre, Alpha Road. Event starts at 7:30 p.m, doors open at 6:45 p.m. The bar will be open and there will be a raffle. Tickets for the events cost just £15 each and will be on sale from the 1st of March. Further details will be on our website www.birchingtonheritage.org.uk, on Facebook and from the museum. All proceeds support Birchington Heritage Museum. Kent Police message. Road safety is consistently raised as a priority concern in Birchington, and Kent Police have recognised this community feedback. On Wednesday the 10th of December 2025, a community speed watch event was hosted at the library to explore re-establishing the group. I was pleased to see a strong attendance, and numerous people have now volunteered to complete the training. Hopefully we will see the group established and running early next year, undertaking speed checks on our roads around Birchington. If this is something that you would be keen to participate in, please contact the clerk at birchington-pc.gov.uk. I'd like to also remind people that e-scooters are not lawful for use on the road or public places. If you're considering buying one or have received one and use it on the road, pavement or public place, there is a possibility that it will be seized for destruction. You can also be prosecuted for using a vehicle without insurance, which could incur points on your driving licence and a fine. We've sadly seen serious injury and fatal collisions across the county involving e-scooters, and there is an undeniable risk when using them. They have no personal safety features. in the event of a collision and often are not equipped with adequate lights. A message is simple and direct. Do not use them. Patrols are actively deploying to tackle this issue and have seized and destroyed numerous scooters. That's with kind regards, Steve. That's PC Stephen England, Ward Officer, Westgate-on-Sea, Birchington. Contact number is 07966 308 260. Let's move on to news around Birchington. An update from your KCC Community Warden. KCC Community Warden Jason Gordon, along with Kent Police Beat Officer PC Stephen England, held another ward surgery at Birchington Parish Council Office, inviting anyone to come along and share any concerns or thoughts they may have, and to also have their minds put at ease. Both Jason and Steve chatted to residents and supported them with their queries. These sessions will be held bi-monthly at the Birchington Parish Council Office, so why not come along and share your thoughts at the next surgery? Both Jason and Steve would love to see you. Jason Gordon and Trading Standards Officer Neil Butcher recently delivered a fantastic scam talk/presentation to the Birchington Residents Association. There was a great turnout of over 80 residents. Both Jason and Neil spoke about the different types of scams out there and gave lots of pointers on how to spot a scam and stay safe. The residents were really engaged and asked some very well thought out questions, of which Jason and Neil were happy to answer and put their minds at rest. They both received a massive round of applause at the end, and the group were extremely grateful for being able to leave with a greater knowledge on how to stay much safer from these scammers out there. The residents were also given very informative information leaflets and safety freebies to take home with them. That's from Jason Gordon, Community Warden, Canterbury and Thanet Districts, Westgate-on-Sea, Birchington South, Kent County Council. Jason.Gordon at kent.gov. The Rotary Club of the Isle of Thanet Sunrise. The first event of the new year was a Bring a Plate Games afternoon at St Peter's Church, organised by our President Rob Yates. A very pleasant, cosy afternoon, pitting our weights against one another with indoor games. Annual Big Knit on the 21st of March 2026, Holy Trinity Church, Cliftonville. This will be the 15th one we have held. It will also be the last one. To date, this event alone has raised in excess of £60,000 for local charities, thanks to the wonderful people who have taken part, some of whom supported every single one. The charities to be supported this year will be local branches of Age UK, the Melzer House, Macmillan Nurses and the RSPCA. We meet on alternate Fridays at Westgate and Birchington Golf Club for breakfast, occasionally meeting at Wagtails Cafe in Birchington for coffee. If you would like to know more about Rotary, please get in touch. You're welcome to join us at one of our meetings and we would treat you to a complimentary breakfast. If you will be interested in helping out at an event, we are always grateful for help on some of the bigger events, so take a look at the Facebook page. That's Rotary Thanet Sunrise 01. And the website is www.rotary. Birchington resident publishes a book on Dover Calais. Birchington resident publishes book on Dover Castle. Local resident Paul Lovell has just written and published a book called Dover Castle's Melancholy Deaths, an intriguing book examining the forgotten and tragic deaths of 69 individuals, both military and civilian, who died on the site. Drawing on the contemporary newspaper account, the archival document, military record and contributions from relatives, this new book provides new insights into the social history on the site and some of those who lived lives ended within or around the ground. This 340-page paperback with over 50 photographs and illustrations is available to purchase for £16 from the free-to-enter Dover Museum in Market Square. Mika's Mutt's Dog Rescue. Beautiful Mage has been languishing in the kennels since before Christmas. She's aged 6 and is still looking for her forever home. Mage is currently in boarding kennels. She would benefit from being an only pet and is okay with children aged 8 and above. Mage is quite a strong lass, so an active family would be ideal. A safe, secure garden is required. Please send us a direct message if interested in this beautiful girl via Mika Mutt's Dog Rescue Facebook page. Thanet and surrounding area only, and ideal if you have experience with the breed. That's Ross Bain. That's rossvegan11 at yahoo.co. Dog looks to be in the picture a German Shepherd or similar. First patients have surgery using the new multi-million-pound robot at QEQM. A multi-million-pound surgical robot has been installed at the Queen Elizabeth the Queen Mother Hospital in Margate. The Hugo robot was first used by the NHS at Guy's and St Thomas's Hospital in 2023. The robot has 4 arms and they are operated remotely by the surgeon, who has a 3D view inside the patient's body thanks to a camera on one of the arms. The NHS National Cancer Plan pledges to increase the amount of robotic surgery for cancer patients up from 70,000 a year to 500,000 by 2035. Running 2k a day for SANS. Resident Annabelle Gerlach is running 2k every day in February to help raise money for charity SANS. SANS ensures that everyone affected by the loss of a baby gets the support they need and deserve when facing the toughest of times. The Campaign for Change provide training for midwives and healthcare professionals and support research so that fewer babies die, so that less families experience the tragedy of losing their baby. Anything you're able to donate means so much. Annabelle has done amazing so far, raising an amazing £555 for her £1,000 goal. If you'd like to donate, please go online fundraising.sans.org.uk. To get updates on Annabelle's 2k journey, make sure you follow her on Instagram at Annabella. Thanet Community Champions celebrated at award ceremony. Community heroes from across the district were celebrated on Wednesday the 28th of January 2026 at the second Thanet Community Champions Award held at the Pavilion in Broadstairs. The initiative, created by Thanet District Council and organised by Social Enterprise Kent, recognises the outstanding contribution of individuals, groups and organisations who go above and beyond to improve the lives of others in Thanet. Funded by the government's UK Shared Prosperity Fund, the awards shine a spotlight on the vital role played by the voluntary, community and social enterprise VCSE sector, celebrating volunteers, charity workers, youth leaders and community groups whose dedication often goes unseen. Following a strong response from the public during the nomination period, judging took place on November 2025 with an independent panel selecting this year's winners from across the wide range of community activities and causes. The full list of categories and awards winners is available on the council website www.thanet.gov.uk. There are a number of special awards which recognise exceptional achievement and the long-standing commitment to the community. Councillor Ruth Duckworth, Cabinet Member for Regeneration and Property at Thanet District Council, said, "It was a real pleasure to attend the Thanet Community Champions Award for 2026, where some of the people were recognised who worked so hard to make Thanet a better place to live. Hearing firsthand about the wide range of work that's going on across the district is a real inspiration. Each project makes a positive and individual impact on our communities. These awards not only recognise outstanding contributions from groups and individuals, but will also, I hope, encourage more people to get involved in community initiatives." Rebecca Smith, CEO of Social Enterprise Kent, said, "These awards are a powerful reminder of the strength of our communities. Every winner here today represents countless hours of dedication, compassion and hard work. It has been an honour to work with Thanet District Council to deliver another fantastic celebration of our local champions." Local VCSE organisations were also invited to a conference on the same day, Wednesday the 28th of January. Representatives from over 90 organisations attended, taking the opportunity to network, hear updates on Thanet's UK Shared Prosperity Fund and presentations from the community projects. Further information on Thanet UK's Shared Prosperity Fund is available at www.thanet.gov.uk. Okay, so next we've got Birchington Residents Association. In the January edition of this magazine, I described our very successful Christmas lunch at the Smugglers and our Christmas coffee morning. But there was one more treat to come. A very popular Christmas lunch organised for older people at King Ethelbert School. We gathered outside the gates, went in at 12:30 and were escorted through the building over to the library by pupils. The room was beautifully laid out with crockery and cutlery rounded up from around the school. We were greeted by the students who waited on us and saw to our every need, including checking if we needed to have non-alcoholic, of course, drinks topped up. This year, the meal was prepared in the school kitchens, and it was the best school lunch we had ever had. We started with garlic prawns, followed by traditional turkey with all the trimmings, and ended with a dessert and tea and coffee. All was beautifully cooked and presented. As usual, we were entertained by one of the school's choirs and head of music to a variety of songs and carols. We particularly loved their rendition of Christmas Bells. We are delighted that the head teacher has agreed to this event for several years now, and to Trevor, who has been responsible for liaison. We had a collection and we were able to present a small cheque to go towards one of the many exciting activities the school organises for the students. Thank you, King Ethelbert School, for all that you do. We had a packed hall for our first coffee morning of the new year, with a return visit from Kent Warden Jason Gordon to remind us about the current scams and how to be wise on them. This time he was not alone, however. Accompanying him were team leader Aaron Klubenskadl, I think that's how you pronounce that name, also Neil Butter from Trading Standards, and Bryony, who assisted them. There was also Mark Rolfe, Head of Public Protection from KCC. They had set up an excellent display, and Jason began by explaining how scammers get to us. Telephone calls, letters, emails, Facebook, WhatsApp, and, of course, cold calling. He warned that we should always be on guard and to think before we act. Typical examples he talked about included claiming to be from the bank. Typical examples he talked about claiming to be from your bank, pretending to be a friend abroad and needing money, claiming to be the police or Inland Revenue, or that you have won a large prize in a competition, which you did not enter. Most of them have one thing in common. They want you to give them your personal details for whatever reason given. The advice is to put the phone down, delete the email, and shred the letter. They're after your money. Neil reinforced this, pointing out that the police the DWP or the IR would never phone you. If in doubt, phone 101 and always report incidents. The suggestions included cutting up and shredding personal details, including prescriptions, and never let cold callers do any work for you. You can track tradesmen through Checker Trade and don't let anyone in, even if they have an identity badge, unless they have an appointment. Leave them outside and check their details with their company they claim to represent. Their sound advice was presented clearly and members have listened really attentively before going up to collect security aids which the team had brought with them. A big thank you to all of them. Subscriptions are due in January and will be £3 for a single person and £5 for a family at one address. This covers the cost of hiring the hall, speakers, events and outings, which we usually subsidise from members. If you would like to renew or join, you can pay the registrar by cheque or cash at any coffee morning, in an envelope left at Blend or by post to David Alker, Registrar, 19 Shakespeare Road, CT79ET. For further details or any other above, please contact Pat on 847-843. Next, we got updates from Birchington Medical Centre. Birchington Medical Centre is undergoing several important changes to its several operations. This update provides patients with information about transition to full triage using the Anima system, changes to prescription process and updates on the lift at the practice. Transition to Anima. Birchington Medical Centre will be moving to the Anima system in spring 2026. During the next few months, the practice will share further information about the transition. The Patients Participation Group, PPG, will work closely with the practice to develop the communication plan and ensure patients are kept informed. As of now, you can best access routine appointments through Anima. To book a routine appointment, please visit Birchington Medical Centre website at www.birchington-on-sea.nhs.uk. Patients who ring the practice for a routine appointment will be asked to complete an Anima request online. If you are genuinely unable to do this, the receptionist will help you to complete the form whilst on the phone with you. Use of Anima for these requests is helping to reduce the number of phone calls received each day, while enabling the requests to be triaged and patients being given an appointment with the most appropriate clinician or service. On the home page, just below the green banner, you'll find the Anima section. Click on Submit Your Request to start the appointment process. At the end of the form, make sure to state your availability and check that the practice has your current phone number and email address. Once you have submitted your request, the general practitioner will review the information and send the triage form to reception staff. Appointments will then be booked following the GP's instructions. Prescriptions. From the 1st of February 2026, prescriptions can no longer be submitted to the practice via email. The email address will be turned off at that point. Instead, please request prescriptions through the NHS app, via Anima, or by dropping off a paper prescription at the practice. This change reduces the risk of missed prescriptions, as emails may be sent to a different staff member. If you use the NHS app, you will also be able to track the progress of your repeat prescriptions. If you make the request via Anima, you should also see the progress of your request under consultations. Lift maintenance. Unfortunately, the lift at the practice has broken again, despite having recently been repaired. The landlord, who is responsible for the maintenance and repairs, has been notified, and the issue has been raised as high risk, so that Invicta Health Board are involved. The practice shares in the frustration caused by this recurring problem. If you are unable to use the stairs, please inform reception. Arrangements will be made for your appointment to take place in the downstairs clinic room. And DNAs, in December, there were 150 missed appointments. NHS app drop-in session update. The PPG organised some support sessions in November 2025 for patients wishing to install and use the NHS app on their phone. The feedback for these sessions has been very positive, so additional sessions are being planned in spring 2026. In the meantime, you can drop in on Tuesdays from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. at Wagtails Cafe and Bar, 133 Minster Road, where Jill or Gary will be happy to help you. Thank you to Jill and Gary for your support in this work. The NHS app is a very valuable resource and has been well received by patients who attended at the session. Regarding parking, may we respectfully remind everyone that parking on the site at BMC is for staff and patients using the medical centre or Paydon's Pharmacy only. It appears that during the cold weather some vehicles may be left here for several hours a day. This makes parking for those people who need it most difficult. Please use the car park if you are attending either the practice or the pharmacy. Also, please remember that the bay marked for ambulances use should not be used for parking under any circumstances. Phone calls date. BMC and the PPG will begin to examine telephone data in more detail, particularly as the practice transitions to the new Anima system to monitor wait times and callbacks from December 2025. During December 2025, the practice received 8,837 telephone calls. These 700 callers requested a callback, and 685 were successfully recalled, which represents a 96.5% callback rate for total calls received. Songs for the Steeple. To raise funds for the Steeple, Birchington Silver Band are putting on a charity concert at All Saints Church, Birchington, 2:30 p.m. on Sunday the 29th of March, and that is free entry. The acoustics in the church make music sound even more beautiful, and with a variety of music ready to play, it's an afternoon not to be missed. All funds raised will go towards repair and restoration of the iconic steeple and roof. All Saints Church in Birchington, Birchington's most prominent church, and also one of the oldest standing buildings in the village. It was built circa 1100 and can be seen by two worked stones in the external southwest wall. At that date, the building consisted of a nave and small chancel. The original church was probably built by monks from Canterbury Cathedral, based at Monkton, who owned and managed all the land on the west side of the Isle of Thanet. Birchington Silver Band is the village's only brass band and currently has around 30 players, led by musical director Louis Parker Gorham. Records show that a brass band existed as far back as 1934, and with it presumably surviving the Second World War, was then renamed Birchington Silver Band in 1951. The band is also official town band of Les Mureaux, a connection that has been in place for over 50 years. You can find out more about the band, including a full list of engagements and information, or on joining the band. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Visit our webpage www.birchingtonsilverband.co.uk. Next, we've got the Health and Wellbeing update. The Birchington Health and Wellbeing Group has now been running for around 12 months, and during that time, we've supported a wide range of initiatives designed to benefit residents across our community. This update provides a snapshot of what we've been doing and how you can get involved. You're warmly invited to join our very active Facebook group, where nearly 200 local members share information, advice and updates. You'll find plenty more detail about our projects, www.facebook.com, groups 633 1037 461 99835. Highlights from the past year. Podcasts and YouTube videos, which is what you're listening to now. A big thank you to Martin Dickerson, who has produced a series of informative podcasts and videos covering topics such as mental health and emotional well-being, preventing and managing falls at both home and outdoors, understanding the location and use of our community defibrillators, deaf awareness initiatives. Thanks also go to Mike Kite, who has led an important work in this area, including sign language training every Tuesday at Birchington Library, Facebook for the latest times and dates. The selection and purchase of a mobile loop system helping residents who are hard of hearing and fully participate in meetings and community events. Wednesday NHS Coast Awards. once again led by Mike Kite. This friendly 1-hour walk takes place every Wednesday at 11 a.m, starting from Minster Bay Crab Pool. It's typically a half-hour walk out and back, ending with a relaxed social get-together in the local cafe. Social gatherings. 3. Drop-in. Join us on our first Friday every month at the Veterans Association for a cuppa and a chat. No booking needed. Group meals. We also organise meals out with local restaurants, often with block booking discounts. Keep an eye on Facebook for announcements. Financial planning sessions. We were pleased to welcome the Co-op, who gave an excellent presentation on power of attorney and will writing. An informative session may be found extremely valuable. Tai Chi, a new and very well received initiative. Tai Chi every Wednesday at 2 p.m. at Church House, led by a qualified instructor. A gentle way to build balance, flexibility and well-being. Technical support drop-in. In partnership with Wagtail's Cafe on Minnis Road, we offer weekly tech support sessions every Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Bring along questions about mobile phones, tablets, laptops, apps, or the recently launched Anima and NHS apps. No appointment is necessary. Get involved. We're proud of how much the group has achieved in the first year, and there's plenty more to come. Whether you'd like to attend an event, learn something new, or just meet friendly people, you'll be warmly welcomed. Join us, take part, and help strengthen our fantastic Birchington community. And that's from Gary Widows. Next, we've got Probus Club of Birchington and District. Wishing you all a belated Happy New Year from the Probus Club of Birchington and District. The end of last year finished as it started with a couple of lunches. Our November lunch was featured Tom Heaney as speaker, who talked passionately about hearing impairment and loss. With 14 million sufferers in the UK, this condition is a major health and lifestyle issue for the nation. But it is often sadly attracts little sympathy and is sometimes the butt of humorous comments. Many sufferers don't admit to having hearing loss, ignore it or sweep it under the carpet. Tom encouraged us all to be brave and tell the truth, engaging partnerships, family and friends in the discussion about hearing impairment and the way we can all help to mitigate this condition. This was a challenging and valuable talk, which was well received and was definitely worth listening to. Our December lunch on the second Thursday featured a traditional Christmas fare. Of course, the wearing of paper hats and the telling of very corny cracker jokes was mandatory, but this was also a fitting way to end the Probus year with the good food and excellent fellowship. Having put the excesses of the festive season behind us, Probus members started the new year in fine form. Our January lunch was a homegrown affair, as we welcomed David G as our newest member. One tradition introduced in recent years is that the new members give a 5 to 10 minute talk at a suitable lunch on their life, career and interests. Our speakers in January were Bob H and Paul S, who had quite different track records. Bob spent his career as scientist at Pfizer in Sandwich and regaled us with a life scientific, as well as explaining why he was such a lucky chap. While Paul was a bus driver who had lifelong interest and involvement with the Territorial Army. These short talks are a great way to learn a bit more about our latest members, and we were certainly entertained well. This month sees the AGM and a change of leadership, so look out for information and photos from that in the March magazine. New to the area? Maybe you are just looking to meet new people. If you were retired, why not consider coming along to a Probus lunch? We are a monthly lunch club for men whose membership is open to anyone who is retired, and it currently costs £20 to join. That includes a choice of tie and pin badge, as well as a monthly lunch at the Smunkler's restaurant. The committee holds events throughout the year to which partners and guests are welcome. For more information, please contact Dave Olker, dave.olker@btinternet.com, or call 07962 929 700. Next article is Disability Awareness Birchington. Happy New Year to you all from Disability Awareness Birchington. Busy for DAB this month. We are looking at all accessible toilets in our local cafes and restaurants, so look out for the toilet lady. We are purchasing another 2 ramps for easier access into our local shops. Each shop will have a sticker on the window telling the public where these ramps are. Bellows Restaurant hosted an evening fundraising meal for the DAB in January. Thank you for your support. There is a podcast called Peace Unplugged, which you're listening to now. I'll say again, which you can listen to using Alexa. Just say, Alexa, please find Peace Unplugged. Or go to the website, which is Dexar, DEC. I'll also add that it's on YouTube as well. We are also purchasing portable hearing loops, which will be available for small groups to use. Diabetes awareness. This is often an invisible disability that can be identified by feeling very thirsty, needing to visit the toilet more often, tiredness, unexplained weight loss, and blurred vision. The only way to be sure is through a blood test arranged by your GP. We have consulted with KCC about the need to drop curb improvement on the parade. We hope help will be forthcoming. Keep talking to us. We love to hear from you. That's from Jackie Preble, Vice Chair of DAB. Contact 0345 833 8728. What's on in Birchington? Big museum build with animate arts, 18th to 21st of February, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Acol Museum. Let your imagination take shape and help Acol Museum create a big cardboard museum over February half term. Choose an object, rebuild it using paper and card, then add your masterpiece to the special exhibition celebrating 100 years of the Acol Trust. Acol Museum are delighted to partner with Animate Arts, a national award-winning arts company known for delivering high-quality participatory projects that bring people of all ages, abilities, backgrounds together through creativity. The admission is adults £9, concession of £8, child is £7, infants 0 to 3 years are free. Members free. Tickets go online. Visit www.powell-cotton-museum Sapphire, Friday the 27th of February, 8:30 p.m. to 11 at Christie's Wine Bar and Bistro, 1 to 5 Station Approach, CT7 9RD. Sapphire will be making their debut performance at Christie's Wine Bar and Bistro. They will put on a night of fantastic music, taking you through the 50s, 60s, 70s of music. Hidden Treasures present a toy/flea market on Saturday the 28th of February 2026, 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Birchington, Alpha Road, Centre Alpha Road, CT7 9EG. £1 entry, under 12s go for free. If you're interested in having a stall, please contact Hidden Treasures Birchington. That's Kate and 07724. Charity Dance, Sunday the 1st of March, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Centre Alpha Road, CT7 9EG. A short dance show by Ian Sharp and Victoria Lawrence. Fundraising raffle on the night. Reservation only. Limited numbers. Admission is £7.50 per person. Cash payments on the door. Bring your own food and nibbles, but drinks must be purchased at the bar. For further information and reservations, email charitydances@hotmail.com. All proceeds from the night will be donated to the Veterans Association, empowering lives and honouring service. The Vicar of Dibley, 26th to 28th of March at the Centre. A stage adaptation of Ian Gower and Paul Carpenter, based on the original TV series, written by Richard Curtis and Paul Mayhew Archer. Produced by Tiger Aspect Productions. Adults £15.75, child £13.75. For tickets, go online to visit www.ticketsource.co.uk. RSPCA Thanet's Easter event, Friday the 3rd of April, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the RSPCA Isle of Thanet CT7 OHG. RSPCA Isle of Thanet are proud to announce that they will be hosting their annual Easter event. Meet our animals, craft and gift stalls, Easter egg hunt, raffle, bake sale, and so much more. Join them for a perfect family event to celebrate the return of spring. £2 entry for adults, £1 for children. Extra fees for other activities will apply. Please leave any furry members of the family at home for this event. This will mainly be a cash event. Keep Moving Club every Saturday 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. at Minnie's Beach Bar, Beach Road, Westgate-on-Sea, CT8 8AD. Join the Keep Moving Club every Saturday morning for a relaxed, welcoming group run/walk, followed by a drink at Millie's Beach Bar, 50% off. This is a no-pressure, no-judgment run designed to support mental well-being and connect with others. Whether you're a regular runner or just getting started, you're welcome here. Run or walk, just come along and show up for yourself what to expect. Easy, conversational pace, short coastal route, all abilities welcome. Optional drink and chat afterwards, 50% off. A supportive, friendly community. You don't need to be fast, you don't need to be fit, you just need to show up. All abilities are welcome. Stay for a drink if you can. Come solo or bring a friend. Let's keep moving together. Next, we've got Heart in the Community CIC. We currently run groups and activities in Birchington for anyone who is lonely and isolated or living with health conditions. All our groups run weekly and are free to attend. Please also find attached our home help companionship service, which covers all over Thanet. This is a chargeable service. We are pleased to share we are part of the Positive Wellbeing team with the Kent County Council, and all of our work promotes positive well-being. You can follow us on Facebook, Heart in the Community CIC, and see the great work we have been doing. Our new website is www.heartinthecommunity.co.uk. Please see attached our revised transport flyer. We are also running dementia groups every week on a Wednesday. Please use the referral form attached for anyone you may wish to refer to our service. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact Nadine O'Brien, Project Manager / Director, on 078 59 174 419. The forms are actually in the magazine. Westgate Art and Craft Group. We are a group of local amateur artists and crafters of mixed ability and styles who get together to pursue our love of our chosen hobby. No tuition or materials are provided, but there is also someone keen to pass on hints and tips. It's a social group, and often we have activities such as demonstrations, workshops, raffles, bring and buy, and an annual competition. We also put on annual summer exhibitions in Westgate. Meetings are held weekly throughout the year, 1:30 p.m. to 2 o'clock on Tuesdays at Westgate Community Centre, Leamington Road, Westgate, where there is free parking and it's access friendly. A small charge is made for the annual membership and weekly subs. Prospective members are invited to come and see what we do, free of charge for 3 weeks. Refreshments are included. Happy to see us. Follow us on Facebook, Westgate Art, Craft and Cards of phone Fran on 07535 317 593 for further details. And that's from Diana Butcher, who is the chairperson. The Hive. The Hive is a community centre for children and adults with special needs or disabilities, SEND, to reflect the various and busy activities. It is the first of its kind, a national bespoke and fully accessible recreational, social training and learning centre for children, young people and adults. It is now the home to Thanet Galaxy, a pan-disability football team who play home and away matches on a regular basis. They also aim to equip SEND individuals with the skills to overcome barriers and employment and education. It's a not-for-profit community interest company. They are also looking for more funding and can be contacted at www.thehivethanet.com. Next, we've got fantastic feedback from Minster's Minster Marshes documentary. Teenage documentary maker Connor Carruthers worked tirelessly in 2025 to produce his magnificent short film, Minster Marshes. In November, Minster Marshes premiered at the London Natural History Museum before its public release on YouTube. The aim of Minster Marshes is to highlight the precious wildlife that relies on habitat for survival and strongly opposes the National Grid's proposed plans to build a converter station on the marshes. We recently caught up with Connor, where we discussed the film's feedback and his plans for 2026. Minster Marshes is an incredibly powerful short film that highlights the breathtaking nature on our doorstep. How has Minster Marshes helped inspire and develop your passion further as a documentary maker, specialising in nature and wildlife? The answer, the main thing is that I learnt from Minster Marshes is just how long it takes to produce a documentary. Even if it's only 40 minutes, so many hours went into it, from filming the wildlife to editing to composing the soundtrack and organising everything. It's allowed me to grasp how much time it will take to produce other documentaries I have in mind. My main documentary, The Planet We Call Home, is mostly filmed abroad, and I usually don't get any longer than a week to film a scene, which can make it challenging to get the shot I have in mind. The only time I have used a camera trap successfully is with the beavers at Minster Marshes, and that took roughly 5 months to capture the footage of the beaver climbing out of the bank. Given that time, I now know I need much more than a week to film these more elusive animals with camera traps from the planet we call home. It also showed me how much I love being out and filming in nature. It's certainly something I missed while in post-production from the Minster Marshes. There is so much wildlife there. It is truly incredible. I could be there for just a day and see marsh harriers, great crested grebes, beavers, and so much more. The construction of the converter station on the habitat really needs to be stopped. Question was, what was the feedback like from your premiere in London and from those who have watched it on YouTube? He said, I'm so overwhelmed by the positive feedback from Minster Marshes. Achieving over 2,000 views on YouTube means so much to me, and all the support allows me to continue making nature documentaries. Lot of work went into it, and not just from me, but from many other talented people. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you watch Minster Marshes on YouTube through Connor's channel, The Planet We Call Home, by Matthew Hemmings. And that is the complete Community Magazine for February 2026. Thank you for listening.